Okay, well, it is time now to meet the boss on the pulse. One of Spain's biggest builders, FCC, has been a step ahead throughout Europe's downturn. The company anticipated the construction slump at home and is now pouring as much as €1 billion into energy investments. Well, we are here with the mastermind behind the reinvention, FCC's CEO, Baldomero Falcones. Mr. Falcones, very good to see you. Thank you very much for coming in to see us today. If we start at home with Spain, Spain has suffered such a big economic slump, the worst in the last 60 years, high unemployment, big problems in the construction sector. Do you see things beginning to improve?
Yeah, I think so. I think that the situation in Spain is much better than the market realizes. And the big disequilibrium in our economy, we see now a strong correction. For instance, in the current account deficit has been reduced by more than 50%. Savings in our country is around 20%. That means, you know, the average in Europe is 13. That means the Spanish people are starting to save and not just spending, you see. And some of the figures is in terms of the fiscal deficit has been reduced strongly, and I'm pretty sure the government is going to get the targets they fix.
Now, as a construction company, how do you deal with this kind of issue? How do you deal with the austerity measures that must be cutting into all the civil programs as well?
Well, I think most of the construction companies in Spain, we started to diversify about 7-10 years ago. For instance, no one of the big Spanish construction company, the main part of the EBITDA is coming for construction. All of them are coming from different areas. You know well, because some of them are active here in the UK market, for instance. In our case, more than 50% is coming from service, environmental service, and also renewable energy, more than 50%. And in the case of construction, which is below 50% of our activity, more than 55% is international. That means we do two kinds of diversification. One in terms of the activity and the other one in terms of the market. We operate in 64 countries.
Let's talk firstly a little bit about the diversification of markets, because you've been quite active in South America, and many people have looked at those, the emerging economies as really the engine of growth to bring us out of recession.
Yeah, we are active in some countries in Latin America, for instance in countries like Brazil, Mexico, Chile. But we are active also in Asia. For instance, we are active in Singapore, in India, in China, where we have companies. And we have a strong presence in Central Europe, in Austria.
Tell me a little bit more about Central Europe. How confident are you there?
Well, I think we see the market reacting very well. I think Europe is doing what it was necessary to do. Two things. First of all, to devaluate the euro. It's different to have the euro at 1.28 than to 1.48, you know. And the second thing is reducing the welfare situation in Germany, in France, in Austria, in Switzerland. We are active in Central Europe, in Germany, in Austria, in Czechia, in Poland, in Switzerland, all this area. And it's reacting very well. Exporting is growing, and they are now spending in infrastructure and in service.
And in terms of energy, which is something that you've also diversified into, do you see that as a very important growing part of your business?
Yeah, I think the demand for energy is something which is exponential, you know, and the demand for green energy, in any case, it will be there. In most of our countries, we need to develop green energy. And this is sometimes there are a strong production, question about regulator, about price, but the trend is clear. We need green energy.
Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about you as well. You spent nearly a long part of your career in finance, in banking, and then moved into effectively building. What kind of a change was that, and why did you make it?
Well, I was 30 years in what is now Banco Santander, you know, and I was through four mergers in the financial sector, which is an experience, you know. And I got an early retirement from Banco Santander. It was 8 years ago. And from them, I became
You weren't ready to retire, though, were you?
No, I was not. And from them, I became global chairman for MasterCard, and I merged MasterCard with Europay, and I made the IPO of MasterCard. And then I developed a private equity firm, which is the largest in Spain and Portugal, is Magnum. And then they offered me the opportunity to run these companies, 100,000 employees worldwide. And I think it was a good challenge, you know, and a great opportunity.
So how would you say that your management style has developed? What are your management philosophies?
I like everybody participate. I think everybody working in a company, also if it is 100,000 employees, every one of them has the right to have information, to participate in the strategy, to participate in the evolution and in the results. I think it's very important, you know. And the second thing is very important, to be focused on opportunities. Okay, the problems we will resolve, but to be focused on opportunities in any part of the company.
And there are lots more opportunities out there, I'm sure.
I think it's a great opportunity for Eastern Spain now to make the reform we need. And globally, it's a great opportunity to make an equilibrium globally in the international economy.
Baldomero Falcones, thank you very much indeed for joining us today.